Hello, I'm Dr. Stuart Hoover, Doctor of Natural Health and the owner of Essential to Health Advanced Natural Health Care Center. I'd like to welcome you to our presentation on ZeoCleanse. Now, before we begin, none of the information shared on this presentation is designed to take the place of any conventional medical care. This information is not designed to diagnose, treat, cure, or mitigate any health condition. You should always check with your primary care doctor before making any lifestyle changes. Now, the product we're going to be talking about today is pretty unique. It's called ZeoCleanse, and I've been using this in my clinic for several years with my clients. This product has the unique ability to remove harmful toxins from our body and improve our body's ability to fight disease. Now, why do we need to detoxify? That's a great question. I'm asked that every day in my clinic. Now, anytime we begin working with a client in our wellness center, the first phase of health improvement starts with detoxification. Over time, our bodies are quite frankly overburdened with toxins. I think this picture kind of sums it all up on how most people feel every day. It can affect our energy, our mental clarity, just how the body feels, our sense of well-being. So detoxification should certainly be the first step in improving your health. Now, what are some of the areas that detoxification might address? Weight gain, generalized fatigue, poor circulation, skin rashes, allergies, chronic fatigue, headaches, muscle and joint pains, autoimmune conditions, hormonal dysfunction, immune weakness, and mental status changes. Have you ever had one of those days where you put your car keys down and you just can't find them? You know, as our body builds up toxins, it can have a great impact on brain function. Now, most people I see in my wellness center complain of at least 2 of these problems every day. So these are just a short list of things that I've made up over time of what I'm kind of seeing in our clinic. Now, how does our body become toxic? Well, over time, our bodies are exposed to an immense amount of toxins, things that are released into the air that we breathe in that affect our respiratory system, toxins that are released into our groundwater system that we're ingesting as we drink water or using the shower or taking a tub. These are things that we can absorb. Did you know that up to 6 billion pounds of chemicals are released into our environment every year? So over time, the body just builds up this burden of toxicity. Now, some toxins we even choose, believe it or not. If you're eating things like fast foods or processed foods, things with preservatives, with artificial sweeteners, if you consume alcohol, if you use prescription drugs, do you know every time you consume a prescription drug, you're taking a little bit of poison into your system? If you use cigarettes, tar and nicotine is very toxic. So over time, again, we're exposed to things environmentally, things that are coming in from the outside, plus we're ingesting lots of toxins every single day. I always tell people when you're looking at food and you look at the ingredients, if you can't spell the word, don't put it in your body because it's a chemical. Now, where are toxins stored in our body? Here's a great illustration to show you what happens internally. Now, the smaller figure you see on this illustration is an average-sized adult. In that white area you see all through the body is fat or adipose tissue. Now, when our body becomes oversaturated with toxins, it can excrete. That's what happens. It's kind of like a highway system becoming backed up. The body has to do something with these toxins, so what it begins to do is store it in fat. It's kind of the answer to everything, is store things in fat. So what the body does is it takes these toxins, stores it in fat tissue, so it's trying to neutralize the effect of the toxins on our cells. Now, over time, you can imagine what happens. We just keep putting these toxins on the shelf, putting them on the shelf, and of course, this fat grows in the body. You know, a lot of people today are struggling with what I call the battle of the bulge. So if you're having troubles losing weight, that certainly could be a big factor as detoxification. It doesn't matter how little you eat, how much you exercise, you may not be having success losing weight because it's a toxicity problem. Now, I think you're beginning to get the picture that detoxification is pretty critical. Now, we can become a victim of toxicity, or we can take control and rid our bodies of these deadly toxins. Now, I always encourage people that you have to begin with good nutrition. It doesn't make a lot of sense to detox the body if we just keep putting as many toxins in. So making better selections of foods, getting moderate exercise, getting enough sleep, drinking good pure water, and incorporating something like ZeoCleanse into your diet every day just may be the most important dietary supplement you can use. Is it possible that ZeoCleanse can really rid the body of harmful toxins and improve our body's ability to fight disease? Absolutely. Now, if you were to look at zeolite underneath a microscope, this is what it would look like. It's a very unique mineral. This mineral has actually been formed over millions of years. It's a volcanic lava that's been in contact with seawater. And what happens, it forms this very unique negatively charged mineral. Now this is really important because negatively charged minerals will attract positively charged particles. Positively charged particles are things like toxins and chemicals and heavy metals, viruses and yeast. So what happens as ZeoCleanse moves through the body, it actually attracts these things like a sponge and just pulls them out of the body. Now, zeolites are not metabolizing minerals. That means that your body doesn't use them like calcium, magnesium, or potassium, so they just pull in things, store them in these little honeycombs, and then you excrete them out. Now, ZeoCleanse absorbs all these toxins, impurities, and again, including things like yeast and viruses like a sponge, and then your body just excretes them through normal processes. Now, the beauty of it is ZeoCleanse is completely non-toxic. It has no side effects. It's an organic product. So, again, when I'm working with clients in our clinic, it's so important for people to understand that we got to get all this garbage and toxin out before we can start improving our health. ZeoCleanse can help with that process. Now, one other thing I want to address is liquid zeolite versus powder. There's a lot of different zeolites on the market today, and simply zeolite is a powder. It's a mineral. I've never seen a liquid zeolite before. I think a lot of companies are trying to put it in liquid. It makes sense. If it's in liquid, it may absorb better, but that's not necessarily true. Now, the thing about liquid zeolites, there's never been any research done on liquid zeolite. All the research that's been done on zeolites have been done on the powdered products, and there's a certain amount of product that was used in these studies, a certain dosing, which is 4 to 15 grams per day. Now, each teaspoon of our zeolite contains 5 grams of zeolite. Now, these liquid products, you'd have to be taking 2 to 3 bottles a day to just even get up to that 4-gram dosing. So it's real important to look at the type of product you're using. I always research product based on science, not hype. Now, again, one serving size of our ZeoCleanse contains 5 grams of zeolite. So we recommend people using anywhere from 1 to 3 teaspoons, up to 3 teaspoons for a short period of time to get that extra detox approach. So, ZeoCleanse provides some very unique benefits. It's a very powerful antioxidant. It reduces oxidative stress at the cell level, reduces free radical activity. That's kind of like stopping that rusting or aging process in the body. Research shows that zeolite may halt the growth of foreign cells. It improves our immune system. It helps balance the body's pH, the acid-alkaline balance, which is so critical in improving our health. Now, it also removes heavy metals, toxins like mercury, lead, arsenic, and pesticides, as well as viruses and yeast. Provides a sense of mental clarity, improvement, and general sense of well-being. I think we could all use that. And the beauty of zeolite is it is on the FDA's GRAS list. That's generally regarded as safe, and that's so important when you're looking at supplements today to make sure you are using something that has been well researched, studied, and is safe. And our ZeoCleanse is 100% organic and natural. So I thank you for joining us today on this short presentation on ZeoCleanse, and we certainly hope you give ZeoCleanse a try. If you're out there like the millions of us that are wanting to improve our health today, detoxification is always the best way to begin, and there's no product I've found yet that's as safe and as simple to use as ZeoCleanse. Please visit us at www.zeocleanse.com and order your ZeoCleanse today. I'm Dr. Stuart Hoover, and all the best in health.